Well, hello, my loves. So it's Scary Story Time Sunday night, and it's me and Fredward and Agatha. She is my fortune teller that I got a few years ago, and I finally brought her up into our world. So we have a guest, basically. All right. I am going to read a story from my Horrors 365 Scary Stories. Get your daily dose of terror. This is a great book. It has tons of short horror stories in it, and they are all really, really good. Excuse me. I had one picked out. It's a short one, and I thought it was pretty good. It's not like horrifying or anything, but it does really well for the short horror stories. It keeps my focus, and I hope you like it. This one's called At 3 o'clock a.m., and it's by William McMahon. So Bob was the one who usually woke up hard, as if he'd been thrown onto the pavement. And Angela was the light sleeper who snapped awake at a whisper. Kind of like me. I'm like that. Pin drops and all. I'm up. I am up. But tonight in the darkened bedroom, she lay on her side of the bed, utterly still, buried in covers, while Bob sat bolt upright, throat full of something hot and thick, naked body slick with night sweats, his mouth gummy and tasting of old copper. After images of another wild nightmare full of blood and fury still raced around in his head. It seemed like it got worse every night, even after a month under a wad of bandages, disinfectant, and topical anesthetics. The bite marks still itched and burned as if 2 cigarettes were being stubbed out on his ankle. Okay, so he obviously got bit by something. Whatever it was that had been under his car that day had bitten right through the stiff leather of his boots. It had put him through 4 weeks of escalating hell, an extended medical leave right in the middle of his most important project, a rabies series, because the doctor said, "We have to be certain, Mr. Rhodes." Painful chills and raging fevers that flashed through him without warning, sudden amphetamine-like eruptions of wild energy, and kind of narcolepsy that had him falling asleep on the toilet. Bleeding gums, vomiting at all hours of the day and night, nightmares and hallucinations so vivid that it was sometimes hard to tell whether he was awake or asleep. The shit is freaky. Angie had wanted to check him into St. Luke's Hospital, but the doctors at the HMO had told her it wasn't really called for. That's crazy. He's having an awful lot of symptoms. I would think they need to check his ass in. Anywho, they prescribed bed rest, fluids, and checkup once a week. Of course they did. That's what they always do. He had stomped the thing, which was cold comfort now, but at least it wouldn't attack anyone else. The morning had been dark, the color of new denim, and cold dragging its mangled lower body along behind. Probably some kind of rat, but it had been so big and so fast, so unbelievably fast. Just a tan blur even after he had crushed its back, whatever it was. The only thing the animal control people had found was a blood trail that ended at a sewer grate. Oh my. "Angie," he whispered, hoping he hadn't disturbed her. "Angie?" Under the blanket, he gave her a little nudge with his toe. She lay still, feeling cold next to his feverish body. His head was swimming, there were bursts of gray static behind his eyes, and he must have fallen asleep wearing his contact lenses again. Everything in the dark room looked utterly clear and luminous in the moonlight. The nausea hit out of nowhere. He threw back the covers and bolted down the black hallway to the bathroom, barely making it to the toilet before he lost control. Afterward, he sat, weak and empty, hugging the cool porcelain. "I'm all right, honey," he called back to the silent room. Angie always woke up whenever he got sick, but this time, nothing. Just complete silence. Bob turned on the tap and ran cold water on his hands. He flipped the light on with his elbow, and the fluorescent glare stabbed him in the eyes like hot pokers. He blinked again, and in the garish light, squinted at himself in the mirror. His face came onto focus at once. The blood smeared around his mouth, on his cheeks, and down his bare chest had begun to cake and looked black in the harsh white light. The two long, prominent, dagger-thin canines that had grown as he had slept until they'd burst through his gums were stained pink and were slowly but visibly receding back to their normal shape and size. Down the hall, in the bed, Angie did not hear him screaming. She did not hear him racing down the hallway, careening off the walls, shrieking her name in terror. She heard nothing. She saw nothing. She dreamt of nothing. She just lay there, growing cold. Because Bob had killed her. I don't know, whatever he got bit by, he obviously turned into that animal. So maybe that's not all we have to worry about with rabies, huh? Maybe that's why they put us down or put animals down, because, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So Bob got bit and he was turning into something. What do you think he was turning into? There's so many different animals that come to mind for me. Like, yeah, whatever he was rabid and obviously turning into the animal. Anyways, that was a short horror story. Nothing major. I'm just getting back into the swing of things after tons of shit that's been going on. So, yeah. I don't have much for you guys tonight. I did get some new books. I got some freaky folklore. So I have that. I have some... God, what else did I get? I got a bunch of books from Barnes & Nobles, and I'm so excited because a lot of them are good for the storytelling stuff, and I can't wait to get into them. I think next week I'm going to do something about skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are a really popular folklore and very interesting too. Like, I don't know if you believe in skinwalkers or not. I know it's a Navajo thing, but I think a lot of people do believe in skinwalkers, shapeshifters, whatever. So I think we'll get into that next week. And yeah, let me know if there's certain subjects you guys want to hear about. I can research them a little bit or check the books. I actually have a library here in my house. I can check the library out and see what I got for you. Make a story. Fredward, you did nothing. He's done nothing all day. Just a lazy bum, aren't you? Lazy bag of bones. Oh, that was silly. That was very silly. Anyways, hope you liked the story, and I will see you next week with Skinwalker folklore. Good night.